Hello everyone, and welcome to day 174 of Project 365. If you notice my voice is a little lower, that's because everyone else is asleep, and by everyone else I mean my uncle. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's anime. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but I actually really enjoy watching it. Something about fantastical storylines and things like that lead me to be a big fan of anime. And so today I thought I would discuss my top 4 with you. So in the number 4 position would be a movie by the name of Akira. Akira was probably the first thing that got me into anime. It was the first quote-unquote cartoon I had ever seen. It was made back in 1985 and it was a very graphic movie, but a very interesting movie nonetheless. It follows Akira, Tetsuo, and a few of their other friends as they deal with this thing that leads to the end of the world. Akira absorbs this power and then he becomes power hungry, and the military tries to stop him and stuff like that, and then he ends up creating a whole new world and destroying Tokyo. It's supposed to take place in 2000 or 2010 or somewhere around there, and it was just the really fuzzy art style and things like that really got me into it, and because of that I started watching other animes, and so my love sort of progressed onward. In the number 3 position is an anime named Bleach. It's based off of the manga of the same name. A lot of times animes will be based off of mangas, and that's usually because it allows the artists to not worry so much about plot and they can just draw it out. But Bleach is an interesting anime in its own regard. It follows Ichigo Kurosaki in his exploits as a Soul Reaper, or a Shinigami, whatever. He fights people, you know, typical bullshit in terms of antagonists and stuff like that. The one thing that I don't like about Bleach, though, is it suffers from this constant power-up complex. Like, every time the main character meets some sort of obstacle that they can't beat, he automatically gains this superpower that he never knew he had, and then it just keeps building up from there, and after a while you're sort of like, are you serious? In the number 2 position is Elfen Lied. Now, I'm not sure if this is based off of a manga, but it only lasted 13 episodes, and that makes me sad. Elfen Lied was a very, very interesting anime that followed Niu, also known as Lucy. She was it was Dai something, I can't think of the name right now. But basically she had these invisible hands called vectors that acted as very dangerous weapons. And in it you meet these different people, and there's a minor love story. I'm sorry I can't remember the names right now, and that's really bugging me. But it's a very violent, very graphic anime, and that's sort of what made me love it. It's very gory. I mean, the first episode alone is the goriest thing I've ever seen in an anime. So that's pretty cool. And then it also has this really awesome operatic Latin introduction that I thought was pretty cool. And then number 1 is probably my favorite anime of all time, and that's Death Note. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. It follows Light Yagami as he gains this notebook that once he writes the person's name and he envisions them, he can kill them as soon as their name is written. Honestly, it's the best thriller anime I've seen, just because it always leaves you guessing at the end of the episodes. It made me sad when one of my favorite characters died. I'm not going to say who it is, but the person is extremely interesting because he's just this guy who can't do anything unless he's 100% sure about something. And so I don't know, I always found that to be an interesting complex to think, and then Light Yagami himself develops a messiah complex once he has the ability to use the notebook. And it's another very, very interesting anime. And yeah, so hopefully you guys check those out. I know Akira is online, and I know Bleach, Elfen Light, and Death Note they're all online. I know they are because I've watched them online multiple times. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Question for today. Have you ever seen an anime before? And if you haven't, will you go see one of the ones I recommended? Alright, so that's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Carpe diem. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who don't know what carpe diem means, it means seize the day. I figured I'd throw that out there. Anyway, have a nice day.